how to deal with bedroom anxiety. Hey everybody, in this video I am going to be talking about strategies that you can use to help either mitigate bedroom anxiety or fix it once and for all. There are a lot of people who struggle with anxiety when it comes to bedroom performance. It could be, what do? I don't know what to do when I get in the bedroom and I have anxiety around that. It could be, I don't know if my body's going to perform the way I want it to. Women will often worry about the way their body looks. As they get older, they'll worry about whether or not they're going to be able to lubricate. Men, of course, will often worry about, can I get an erection? Can I keep an erection? Will I be able to last long enough? There's a lot of things that can get in the way. And when that anxiety is in the way, it really does prevent you from having truly amazing sex. It prevents you from just letting go, being present in the moment, enjoying the sensations and feelings, and really having amazing sex. So what we want to do is help you get rid of any anxiety that might be there in the bedroom. But before I do that, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. When you do that, it really helps defeat the censorship. My channel is massively shadow banned. But when you like a video, when you share it, when you subscribe to the channel, all of those things tell the algorithm that people really do want to see this content, and it helps overcome that. So I'd really appreciate it if you do that. I'm Kevin Anthony, and I am a certified sexologist, Tantra Counselor, NLP Practitioner, and sex, love, and relationship coach. And for over a decade, I have been helping men, women, and couples have the relationship of their dreams and the best sex of their lives. Okay, so let's just dive right in. Number one is you need to find the source of your anxiety. So start by looking at, what am I anxious about? What is making me feel anxious? Right? So it might be, well, I'm worried about whether or not I'll get an erection. Okay. Now let's dig a little bit deeper than that and go, okay, why am I worried about that? Right? Well, because in the past I've had some challenges with it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. What then might have been causing the inability to get an erection? And now, I know a lot of times people are going to say, well, obviously there's something physically wrong. But in my personal experience, that is often not the case. So many of the men that I work with don't have anything physically wrong with their body. So if there's nothing physically wrong, then we're looking at potentially poor habits and or mental emotional issues. Right? So we want to just kind of dig down and see if we can get to the source of why have I had these difficulties with erections? And, this goes for women also. Maybe you have anxiety around the fact that, you're not going to be able to lubricate. Okay, so why then do you have that anxiety? Well, because I've had moments where I wasn't able to lubricate. Okay, let's think about that. What were the details of those particular moments? What was happening? Who were you with? How did you feel about that person? Where was your relationship at, right? Did you really want to be having sex in that moment? So those are just some examples of ways that you can start to kind of dig down to deeper layers and find out what the source of the anxiety is, because it's often not the thing itself that you're worried about. For instance, if we take sexual performance for men, and they're worried about, am I going to last long enough? What's the real fear there? The real fear there is she's not going to feel satisfied. She's not going to think it's good. She's not going to want to have sex with me again, right? So there's all that insecurity tied up in the performance in the bedroom. So you want to try to figure out what's underneath it. And I'm going to give you some strategies in a moment how to mitigate the anxiety in the moment, but that's not going to cure it. That's not going to make it go away forever. You want to make sure that you're dealing with the underlying root cause. Okay, so you've done your best to figure out what the underlying root cause is, and now you have to do something about it. So you really want to work to heal it from within. There are ways that we can do that. Meditation is a great way to deal with anxiety. You will see this on pretty much every list of what do you do for anxiety, regardless of what kind of anxiety it is. So you could, in the moment, if you're experiencing it, you could start to, it's not really the time to excuse me, I'm just going to close my eyes and do a meditation. But you can kind of create a similar meditative state that calms your brain. One of the ways you can do that is by using breathing in that moment. You can, of course, also ask your partner to just pause for a moment. I just need a moment. Let's breathe together. Let's do an eye gazing exercise together, right? When you are working on this outside of the moment, then meditation might be a great way to calm down any anxiety that you are generally feeling. Another great way to minimize anxiety in the bedroom is to learn new skills, right? And to get good at them. I mean, think about this. Imagine when you were in school and you went into a test and you knew you didn't study for it. You had a lot of anxiety about that test, right? Because you knew you weren't prepared for it. But now think about a time when you did study, right? Or in a class that you really liked and you were interested in it, and so you paid attention. You went into that test confident, and you didn't have that anxiety because you knew that you knew what you needed to know, right? So similar thing here when it comes to bedroom anxiety. If you have anxiety about your ability to be able to perform or lubricate or be present or whatever it is, then do the work that it takes to show up to that moment and be in your full confidence, right? Show up going, I know what I need to know for this test. Not that it's a test. And I don't want you to think about your moments of lovemaking with your partner as a test, but you get what I mean, right? If you do the work up front and you're prepared when you show up, you will have less anxiety. And of course, when we're talking about doing the inner work, I cannot complete that section without talking about the fact that if you need to, work with a therapist and or coach. So your therapist might be able to help you with strategies for calming the anxiety. They're generally very good at working with people who are experiencing anxiety. And a coach, someone like myself, could be really good at helping you get the skills that you need to be able to show up confidently. I have many times in the past worked in tandem with people's therapists where sometimes we work together, sometimes we don't, in a sense that, somebody will tell me, okay, I'm working with a therapist and here's what we're working on. And then I get to go, okay, great. You keep working on that with your therapist, and then we're going to focus on this over here. There have been instances where I've been in communication with the therapist and we kind of map that out together. Here's what we need to work on, right? And so that way we are each focusing on different areas. The main part that I want you to take away from this is if you do have significant anxiety, don't hesitate to work with somebody to help you calm the anxiety, heal the root cause of it, and then get the skills that you need to be able to show up confidently. All right, the next thing is to talk to your partner about this. Too many times when people are experiencing anxiety in the bedroom, they don't want their partner to know. They try to cover it up, they try to hide it, they try to pretend it doesn't exist. But generally, that just makes you more anxious that they might actually figure it out and notice that something's wrong. It really, really, really helps if you can have conversations about what is going on for you. Remember, this is your partner. This is somebody that hopefully you love and that you want to be with, right? And so you should be working together as a team to co-create the best, most amazing sexual experience that you can have together. So in that spirit, sit down and have a conversation. Explain to them that you're having some anxiety. If you know the root cause, let them know with it. Let them know what it is, right? Share it with them so that you can work on it together. They might be able to give you some reassurance that everything is fine, right? And of course, at the very least, you can ask them, can you please be patient with me as I work through this? This will help them understand better. That way, they won't be getting anxious themselves, or they won't be building up any resentment because why isn't he or she doing this? And why is it always like that? And why, right? They'll know. It will calm their mind down and go, okay, I understand what's happening and I'm willing to help them and be patient through this process. So having this conversation with your partner allows the two of you to work together to create solutions, right? So a few things that you can try: slowing down, right? Just slow everything down. You can try to bring some new things into the bedroom, right? So let's say you're having anxiety around achieving an erection and you feel like you're never going to be able to satisfy her. Well, bring in some new skills or some toys that can help her feel satisfied in that moment and take a little bit of the pressure off of yourself. If it's an issue with lubrication, then just simply use some good quality, healthy lube, right? There are things that you can bring in together that can help mitigate some of these problems, but it's not going to happen if you don't have that conversation. And of course, the conversation also allows the two of you to take the pressure off. And that's really important also. Okay, I understand what's happening. So it's not such a big deal. I'm willing to be patient. There's no pressure. Let's work together to make this amazing. Next on the list is to simply take action. You've got to take action. There is no reason why you have to suffer with, the anxiety itself or whatever's causing you to have anxiety. If it is erection problems or lubrication problems or lack of knowledge and, skill set problems, there's no reason why you have to suffer with any of that. Just take action. And even if your partner is feeling like maybe he or she isn't fully satisfied with the way your sex life is going now, if they see that you are taking action to solve the problems, they will be far more patient and willing to work with you because they see that you are making an effort. Next is be gentle with yourself and your partner, right? So don't throw a whole bunch of, negativity on yourself because, I should be able to do this, and why am I still stuck here, and why is this still a problem, and I've tried so hard to fix it, but don't do any of that. And then, of course, if your partner is the one experiencing it, be kind, be compassionate to them. Again, hopefully they've communicated this to you. They're working on it. They're taking action. So just be gentle with yourself and your partner. And remember that this is a team effort. It is a team effort. And you are working together to have the most amazing sex life that you could possibly have. All right, there you go. Those are some strategies to deal with bedroom anxiety. If you are experiencing that, please try some of these and let me know in the comments if you found them helpful or not. And as always, if you are looking for more of my work, then go check out kevinanthonycoaching.com/link in bio. That is my link tree, where you can find links to everything that I am doing, from my coaching programs to great products that I recommend, blog articles, my podcast, the Love Lab podcast, more YouTube videos, and more.